Crocodile, one of the most ambitious villains in One Piece, a former warlord of the sea and now a member of one of the most formidable groups in the world, Cross Guild, with nothing less than his title and genius. But how did Crocodile get to this point? What does he want to achieve and what are his true intentions? I'm going to go over Crocodile's entire story from the very beginning. So get comfy, grab some popcorn and consider subscribing if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Crocodile's story begins 24 years ago at Gold D. Rogers' execution in Logue Town, after witnessing the King of the Pirates' final moments and the entire world finding out about the One Piece. Crocodile became inspired with his dream to find the legendary treasure, the One Piece. During his time as a rookie, Crocodile crossed paths with Emporio Ivankov, who ended up with knowledge that would change Crocodile forever. Even to this day, we still don't know what that secret was. After spending some time as a rookie pirate, Crocodile ventured into the new world in search of the legendary One Piece. Crocodile eventually came face to face with Whitebeard, one of the four emperors of the sea and the strongest pirate alive. Crocodile challenged Whitebeard in order to obtain the One Piece, but Crocodile lost. Crocodile suffered a humiliating defeat at the hands of the legendary pirate. But he did not only lose the fight, as his dreams and ambitions of becoming the king of the pirates were also shattered. His dream was over. 30 years later, Crocodile relocated to Alabasta and became renowned as the pirate hunting hero, stopping all the pirates who entered the nation, giving off the impression that he was a good cause for the nation of Alabasta, but actually, he had a plan. Crocodile became a member of the famed Seven Warlords of the Sea, a formidable group of pirates that side directly with the government to oppose the power of the four emperors of the sea. Crocodile started a secret organization called Broke Works and gathered some of the most famous pirates and bounty hunters to become part of the organization, whilst also being careful not to draw too much attention to himself, as his plan was to completely conquer and overthrow the kingdom of Alabasta, whilst finding the poneglyph as a result, locating a lost piece of history and an ancient weapon known as Pluton that would turn the world upside down if it got into the wrong hands. Crocodile eventually came into contact with Nico Robin, and in exchange for offering her protection and a place to stay, she would decipher the poneglyph for him once it was found. Robin joined Brokeworks and became Miss All Sunday, Crocodile's right-hand woman. With Crocodile's plan coming to fruition, Crocodile summoned all of his agents to a meeting in Rain Dinners, Crocodile's casino. This was the first time that the agents of Brokework actually found out the true identity of their boss, Crocodile, one of the seven warlords of the sea. He then told his agents the true goal of Brokeworks and gave them all their final missions. However, Mr. 3 requested another chance to kill the Straw Hats, and Crocodile was shocked. He thought that Mr. 3 had taken care of them on Little Garden. Mr. 2 then confirmed the Straw Hats and Vivi Nefertari were still alive, and they were on their way to Alabasta right of this moment. Crocodile could not let the Straw Hats arrive on Alabasta, as they were with Vivi Nefertari, the princess of Alabasta, who was fully aware of Crocodile's secret organization and his plan to overthrow Alabasta. Crocodile was furious and dried up Mr. 3 before feeding him to a banana gator. But unbeknownst to Crocodile, the Straw Hats and Vivi Nefertari had actually already arrived on Alabasta a short time ago, and were now headed right for Rain Dinners to confront him. But Crocodile was no fool, as he had a trap planned and the Straw Hats fell for it. Luffy, Nami, Zoro and even Smoker, a marine captain who had pursued the Straw Hats up until this point, all fell into a trap, a sea prism stone cage, making those with devil fruits unable to fight or even move properly. Crocodile greeted all of them inside the cage, and followed by Nico Robin, who had brought Princess Vivi. When Vivi saw Crocodile, she let her emotions get the better of her and tried to attack Crocodile. But due to the formidable powers of Crocodile's devil fruit, the Suna no Mi, her efforts were completely useless. With all the intruders subdued, Crocodile announced Operation Utopia, his plan to overthrow the kingdom of Alabasta. Before leaving, Crocodile showed Vivi Nefertari the key for the Sea Prism Stone cage, and then fed it to a banana gator. But Crocodile didn't have all of the Straw Hats captured. With Mr. Prince, Sanji's alter ego, still free, Mr. Prince called Crocodile. Crocodile remembered his voice, but in a bad way. Mr. Prince baited Crocodile to leave the casino. Once Crocodile left, he noticed that all of his men outside the casino had been defeated by the mysterious Mr. Prince. Crocodile followed an obvious decoy, which was Chopper in disguise. Chopper managed to fool Crocodile, but not for very long, but it was enough. Robin wondered if the Straw Hats had found the key for the Sea Prism Stone cage. Crocodile answered this by saying no way, as the key was fake. but Crocodile had to be sure. He could not risk them escaping and ruining all that he had built. Once Crocodile went back into the casino, we saw the cage door open with a note that said, "See you, shitty Croc." Crocodile was furious. Crocodile went after them and found them in the desert. He went after Vivi, but Luffy got in the way, saving Vivi by fighting Crocodile himself. The two finally met face to face. Crocodile gave himself 3 minutes of his time fighting Luffy, as he had better things to do during those 3 minutes. During those 3 minutes, Luffy was completely unable to even lay a finger on Crocodile, whilst annoying Crocodile with his insane confidence and ambitions by saying he would defeat Crocodile and then become the king of the pirates. But there was just one problem. Luffy could not find a way to hurt Crocodile at all. Luffy's confidence enraged Crocodile, and Crocodile impaled Luffy with his hook. But this one move would cost Crocodile. Luffy somehow managed to grab onto Crocodile's arm. Crocodile was surprised that Luffy was still alive and then threw him into quicksand. Crocodile had completely and utterly defeated Luffy, and to the best of his knowledge, Crocodile would never see Luffy again, but little did he know. Later, Crocodile arrived to the palace to fulfill the remaining steps of Project Utopia. Eventually, Vivi arrived and tried to stop him, but was unsuccessful due to Crocodile's formidable wits and power. Crocodile explained to Vivi and the king that his real goal was to attain the ancient weapon Pluton, giving him extreme military power. But to find it, he had to find the poneglyph that would then reveal its location. But he didn't know where the poneglyph was. So Crocodile, being the devious person he was, rigged a bomb to explode in the city, and the only way to stop it was for the king to lead him to where the poneglyph was hidden. The king had no choice but to accept. Crocodile had done it. Alabasta was consumed in a civil war he created. He had manipulated the rebel army to directly oppose the royal army based on false rumors that he purposefully created, and now the king was leading him to one of the most dangerous weapons the world has ever seen. There was nothing that could stop him. Well, there was one man, as none other than the main character himself arrived, riding on the back of a bird and saving Vivi from Crocodile's grasp. Crocodile was in complete shock, as he fully believed that he had killed Luffy, and so the battle that would decide the fate of Alabasta had begun. However, Luffy had the upper hand. His water could neutralize Crocodile's Logia power, but this advantage did not last long, as Crocodile would directly target the water. Realizing this, Luffy drank the entirety of the barrel and transformed into a form no one had ever seen before. Water Luffy had been born. The battle raged on, forcing Crocodile to order the king and Robin to go on ahead, saying that he would catch up to them after this battle. Crocodile had had enough and stopped holding back. He even used 2 of his strongest attacks, completely turning the ground to sand and then grabbing Luffy by the scruff and draining all the water and moisture from his body, leaving him for dead whilst catching up to Robin and the king. Crocodile had done it again. He fully believed Luffy was dead this time, but again, little did he know. He soon caught up to the pair in a dungeon, but he would not get what he wanted, as Nico Robin, who could read the poneglyph, said that the poneglyph had nothing to do with the ancient weapon Pluton. Crocodile was furious. Turning his back on Nico Robin, impaled her with his hook. With no hope left, Cobra Nefertari the king pressed a button, causing the dungeon to collapse, but Crocodile could easily escape with his powers. However, right in that very moment, the true main character appeared for a 3rd time. Crocodile was utterly flabbergasted at the sight of what seemed to be a fully recovered and bloodlusted Luffy. Praising Luffy's vitality, Crocodile asked why he is even fighting for someone else's country. Luffy wasted few words before landing a kick that would send Crocodile flying. Crocodile was stunned, as he didn't know how Luffy was hitting him without water. Luffy was using his own wounds as a weapon, with its blood acting like a liquid, enabling him to attack Crocodile. In a desperate attempt to kill Luffy, Crocodile used a poison hook that he had hidden away, and actually landed a blow, poisoning Luffy. However, Luffy was so bloodlusted that he overcame the poison with nothing but his sheer willpower and continued fighting the warlord, with Crocodile retaliating by attacking him with blades made of sand. However, due to Luffy's strengthened state, launched himself into the air and landing a flurry of high-speed punches on the airborne Crocodile, and then punched him up through the ground, past bedrock and up out of the city. Luffy had knocked Crocodile into next week. Crocodile was defeated and the land of Alabasta was saved. Shortly after this, Crocodile's crimes came into light and he was stripped of his title and position of warlord and sent to the world's most secure prison, Impel Down. Crocodile served a long time in Impel Down until that fateful day. Crocodile was placed in level 6 of the prison, a floor reserved for the worst criminals and pirates to walk the face of the earth. He was also placed in a cell close to Ace and Jinbei, and often spoke to them, saying that the coming war had put Whitebeard's life at risk, and he would love to be able to get his revenge on the dying old man. And suddenly, out of nowhere, Monkey D. Luffy, the man who had defeated Crocodile back on Alabasta, thwarting his plans and then ruining his reputation, appeared right in front of him. Crocodile saw an opportunity and took it, asking Luffy to set him free and that together they could escape the prison. Luffy said no because of the horrible things he did back on Alabasta. However, Luffy was not alone. With him was Emporio Ivankov, a person who had connections with Crocodile in the past and who knows the dangerous secret that Crocodile would die trying to protect. He changed Luffy's mind by saying that he could keep Crocodile under control if he tried to pull anything by using this secret as blackmail. And with that, Operation Escape Impel Down commenced. Luffy, Ivankov, Crocodile and Jinbei all teamed up together to escape the formidable prison. The team headed up all throughout the prison, destroying and removing anything in their path. They were determined to escape. Eventually the group got to level 4 and Crocodile released Mr. 1, who was Crocodile's former right-hand man in Brokeworks. Daz Bones, aka Mr. 1, agreed to be Crocodile's subordinate again. And so the team proceeded, until they came face to face with the cause of the entire war, Blackbeard, the man who defeated Fire Fist Ace and then handed him over to the Navy, sparking this great war. Crocodile observed as Luffy and Blackbeard started fighting. Crocodile was curious as to how Blackbeard managed to hurt Luffy with a physical attack, as he thought Luffy was made out of rubber. Crocodile asked Blackbeard why he was just throwing away his status as Warlord of the Sea, but Blackbeard said that it was all part of his plan, even asking Crocodile if he wanted to hear it. But of course, Crocodile being Crocodile said he could not care less. And so the two parted ways, with Blackbeard venturing deeper into the depths of the prison. The team managed to escape Impel Down by sailing out on a door towards a ship and then hijacking it. Crocodile was free at last, but Crocodile was not just going to sit idly by as the biggest war to ever happen would unfold. So he headed with the rest of the escapees to Marineford, and with Mr. 3 staying behind to open the gate of justice, there was nothing stopping them. They soldiered on towards Marineford until they were hit by a massive tsunami, and Crocodile knew what had caused it. There was only one man alive who was capable of such a feat, Whitebeard. This got Crocodile excited as it meant that the war had begun. The massive tsunami carried them right to Marineford until it was frozen by Admiral Aokiji. The group broke the frozen iceberg, sending everyone falling from above into the war. The chaos had begun. Crocodile wasted no time and went straight for Whitebeard, but was stopped by Luffy himself, as Whitebeard was his brother's captain and pops, and Luffy would not let that slide. But this did not stop Crocodile, as he spent the war fighting independently and not on any side. Crocodile eventually came face to face with the heavenly demon himself, Don Quixote do Flamingo. Doffy asked Crocodile if he wanted to team up, but Crocodile declined, leading to a fight between the two. But all of a sudden, Whitebeard suffered a major blow by a subordinate of his, Squard, who had been manipulated by Admiral Aokiji into attacking his captain. Crocodile screamed at Whitebeard in disgust, claiming that he was not this weak the last time they fought, and that he was embarrassing them both. Some time passed in the war, with the Navy trying their best to speed up the execution of Fire Fist Ace. Crocodile stopped the execution by launching a sand attack at the platform. I guess even Crocodile somewhat admires Luffy now. Crocodile even went so far as to save Luffy from the strongest swordsman in the world, Hawkeye Mihawk. Eventually the war concluded with Crocodile robbed of his revenge by Blackbeard, who had killed Whitebeard in cold blood. All Crocodile could do was stand there, staring at Whitebeard's lifeless body, but Crocodile was not done. He even saved Luffy once again by holding back Admiral Aokiji, who was desperately trying to kill Luffy due to his father being Dragon, the leader of the Revolutionary Army and the worst criminal in history. It was unconfirmed what happened between Crocodile and Akainu, but he appeared to be unharmed, and him and Mr. One slipped away from the war thanks to the ceasefire created by red-haired Shanks, who stopped the war with nothing but his mere presence. 3 weeks after the war, Crocodile was in utter shock at what Luffy had done. Luffy and Jinbei had gone back to Marineford alongside Goldie Roger's first mate, Dark King Rayleigh. Crocodile said they were out of their minds to commit such a risky act, but of course we know that Luffy had a plan. During the time skip, Crocodile managed to elude all the Marines sent to capture him and became quite wealthy, even lending Buggy the Clown money, which started Buggy's company. After hearing about the abolishment of the 7 warlords, Crocodile asked Hawkeye and Mihawk if they wanted to team up, claiming they were alike in the way that they trust no one but themselves, and to his surprise Mihawk accepted, and the two joined forces. Crocodile then travelled back to Buggy, saving him from the Navy and demanding his money back. But Buggy didn't have a single cent to his name, but Buggy had power and offered Crocodile a proposal that him and his organization would work for Crocodile for free to repay Buggy's debt, leading to the formation of Cross Guild, a company that sets bounties on Marines with backing from the underground. But there was just one problem. Buggy's men were loyal, too loyal in fact, and made posters declaring Buggy as the person in charge, with Crocodile and Mihawk directly under his control. Once they found out, Crocodile and Mihawk confronted Buggy, and they were pissed. They were about to kill him in cold blood for his crimes. But then Mihawk had the idea that it might not be all so bad for Buggy to be the figurehead, as Mihawk certainly did not want all the attention to himself. Crocodile accepted this, and so due to this and what appeared to be Buggy in charge of Crocodile and the strongest swordsman in the world, Buggy was made an emperor. And yeah, that's about it for this video. If you did make it this far, consider subscribing, as it really helps out the channel a lot. And comment down below with any video suggestions you guys might have yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.